This video is brought to you by Dr. Kristen R. Bromley's Guitar Method Book Series and Online Music Academy.
Hi, I'm Dr. Kristen Bromley. Welcome to my online academy. It's so great being here helping you with learning to play the guitar. This is lesson 53 in this mini course that is all about flat picking. In this lesson, we're going to continue to build on things we've done in the last few lessons. So, in the last few lessons, we've worked on improvising melodic fills with the C major pentatonic scale and the C major blues scale. We've also looked at adding some additional chromatic tones in there, and we've improvised an entire solo over a chord progression. So the thing that we're going to do in this lesson is look at doing that same sort of thing with the key of A minor, with the A minor pentatonic scale, the A blues scale. And we can even add extra chromatic notes there as well. So as we work on this, before we do, I want to point out what's really neat about A minor versus C major is that they're relative keys and the scales are actually relative scales. So what does that mean? Well, it means we're using the exact same notes to play in A minor as we were to play in C major. So for every major key, there is a minor key with the exact same notes. For every major pentatonic scale, there is a minor pentatonic scale with the same notes. For every major blues scale, there's a minor blues scale that we just call the blues scale that also has the same notes. So let's go ahead and dive in. Now down in the description below, there's a link. You can download a free copy of the sheet music for this lesson, which is Flatpicking Fun number 17. You're going to want to grab that so you can follow right along with me, and so you'll have all the materials that we're working on in this lesson. So our A minor pentatonic scale, theoretically speaking, it has the root, the starting pitch, the A. It has the flatted third or minor third. It has the fourth, perfect fourth, has the fifth or perfect fifth, and then has the flatted seventh or minor seventh. And we're back to the root. So the minor pentatonic sounds like this. Now the blues scale adds the sharp 4 flat 5. So it's still got the root, the flatted third, the 4, and then it adds the sharp 4 flat 5. Then we have the 5th, and then up to the flatted 7th or minor 7th, and then the root. Now on the sheet music, in that first line, I've written out in first position all the notes that we can play in the range that we're at in that first position. We can go up to the 5th fret. There's a little bit with that. As we get higher, which is just like the last several lessons we've done, we've got a couple different fingerings. For the moment, we'll just stick to the fingerings that keep us on the open strings as much as possible, and we won't use the alternate one. And then I'll go over the alternate one. So we've got the open 5th string, 3rd fret, and then the open 4th string, 1st fret, 2nd fret, open 3rd string, 2nd fret, and then we're going to go to the 1st fret of the 2nd string, 3rd fret. We got the 4th fret, and then we got the open top string, 3rd fret, and then up to the 5th fret, and then we can come back down that same way. If I play it just a little bit faster, we got 1, 2, ready, and... Now these fingerings should be a little bit familiar because they are the same as the C major pentatonic. Of course, this could be the first lesson you're jumping into, and they'd be new for you. The alternate fingerings. So when we get to that 3rd string, sometimes we want to use some alternate fingerings. We can use the 5th fret on the 3rd string, and when I do that, I grab my index finger on that 2nd fret of the 3rd string. So when I come up, I'm just going to do this much of it here. Right, I've got my index on that 2nd fret of the 3rd string, which is an A, and then I grab with my pinky, or I can reach and use my ring finger at the 5th fret on that string, and then I'm going to use my index finger at the 3rd fret of the 2nd string, middle finger for the 4th fret, ring finger for the 5th fret, and then on the top string I've got my index on the 3rd fret and ring finger on the 5th fret. that's an alternate way that we can finger that scale. It's good to have both, depending on what lick we're playing or how we're improvising. We may want to use the open strings. Sometimes we want to use those other ones though, because we can slide into them, like sliding into that third, or that C, the flatted third, it's at the 5th fret on that 3rd string, or sliding into the E at the 5th fret on that 2nd string. Okay, so once we get the scale, and of course you can play through it and get it so it's really under the fingers and get used to this new sound, the minor sound instead of the major sound. Once we've done that, as I've mentioned in previous lessons where we worked on melodic fills, it's great to learn some licks. So I've got a bunch of them written out here in sort of an etude that can be played all the way through, but each one of these can be studied individually. And the way it works with the etude, and even doing this, is an alteration between playing the chord and then having a little melodic fill. So for the chord, we've done this strumming pattern before. We've got this bass up, down, up, alternate, bass up, down, up, bass up, down, up, alternate. And that's written out there on that second line, and it's used the same way through the entire etude, you could say. The first 2 bars of every line is done that way. So if you need to work out that strumming pattern, you can work that out as much as you need to. I'm going to take and go ahead and look at each one of these licks individually. So I'll play them at some different tempos. This first one we slide from the 3rd fret to the 5th. You can also do a hammer on, but I like the slide, the sound of the slide sometimes. And I'm going with my ring finger and index, and then to the open. Then I gotta pull off, and a pull off there. Now when I do those pull-offs, the best thing to do, as I've explained earlier in the course, is to pull down, not just off, but pull down. So you're kind of plucking with the left hand instead of the right hand. The right hand only plucks for the first note, and we slow to that second note. So when I have to get those in there. So without me talking, that's how that one sounds. A little faster. If I throw it in with the chord, and there's a couple examples of that one. Okay, let's look at the second line then. Here we have another one. You can learn these, work on them at the various tempos that you can play them at, start them out so you get them comfortable at a nice slower tempo, and then build them up as fast as you can get them going. As we know, flat picking, sometimes we end up playing really fast. So you can work them at the various tempos, but I'm just demonstrating them here at a couple different ones so you can hear it and kind of get how it sounds and see how it works. Okay, so let's go on and look at the next one then. So this is on the 3rd line. With this one, we start off with a triplet, and it's a pull off through the whole thing. Now, anytime we have a slur, you don't have to do the slur, but you can do the slur if you'd like to. And there may be times as we're playing some of these that you decide you want to add some slurs in as well, and that's okay. But I've got it written out here to do a slur, so I'm going to slur it. 1 and a. So we get into that second measure of that 1 and a 2 and a 3. So with the triplet, the second triplet, you're going to do this hammer on pull off, and then you're back. So I'll play it a little bit slower. 1, 2, ready, and I'll play it a little faster. And a little bit faster. I'll do it with the chords a little bit. 1, 2, ready, and so that's how that one works. Let's go ahead and take a look at the 3rd one there. So with this sounds sounds just like that. I'll play it a little bit slower. And I'll play it a little bit faster. So that's how that one works. With the chords, it sounds like this. 1, 2, ready, and... I'll do it again. Okay, and over to the second page. We'll get another one here. Now this one has a 16th note. Kind of this little turn, you could say. So I'm going to hit that G, that's the 3rd fret of that 1st string, with my index finger, and then do a pull off when I pluck that next note. And then I go on. And I got another one of those little pull offs. That's kind of fast. So it sounds like this. Play a little bit faster. And a little bit faster. Of course, you could throw that in with the chords, but I'm just going to go ahead and go on to the next one on that page since we know what the chords sound like at this point. So the second one on the second page sounds like this, nice and slow. Couple little pull-offs there, and I'll play it just a little bit faster. And a little bit faster. So that's what that one sounds like, and of course we can do that with the chords, but I'm going to go ahead and move on now that we know what the chords already sound like. So on to the third line on the second page. This one has some triplets. We've got, and then a little pull off there. And we grab with the ring finger, so again, and then we've got to get down to a pull off one end and grab. So there's a little bit of a shift that happens there. Finishes off like that. So nice and slow, it sounds like 1 and a 2 and a ready and a go and a... little bit faster. 1, 2, ready and... and I'll play it even a little bit faster. 1, 2, ready and... like that. So, and of course that one can be played with the chords as well. Look at the fourth one on that page. Sounds like this. So a little bit slower. I want to point out that I'm using a little bit of finger rolling to finger things that are in the same fret on different strings. So as I go 1, 2, I play that third note there with my index finger. I've got my index finger flattened out because I'm going to roll up back to the 1st fret. So from 1st fret on the 2nd string to the 1st fret on the 3rd string. So I can just flatten out and roll up, and that means I don't have to pick my finger up. It's a little bit faster. And then I do it with my ring finger here at the 3rd fret, and it rolls up to the 3rd fret. So 3rd fret of the 2nd string up to the 3rd fret of the top string, and then play this again without talking. 1 and 2 and ready and go and... cool, and I'll take it a little bit faster. So that's how that one works. Okay, let's look at the ones over on the third page then. So with the first one, we start off in 3rd position. Now with this one, the trickiest part is finding how to shift from that 3rd position back to 1st position. So when I do it, I like to go and grab that note on the 3rd beat with my pinky at the 5th fret of the 3rd string, and my index at the 2nd fret of the 3rd string. Then I can slide down to 1st position as I catch that 1st fret, and then I've got the open strings, and then as it continues, I'm just there. So it sounds like this, nice and slow. Simple as that. I'll play a little faster. time, a little faster. Okay, and we'll look at the second one on that third page. So this one also starts out in that position, but then we use the open E, and we're going to shift down as we play that open E. Now with this grab, it's kind of fast. Just get it the best you can, grabbing that low string, which is kind of cool. So this sounds like this. Take it a little bit faster. And you'll hear as we get faster that it becomes a little bit harder to get those notes in that little final trick to come out super loud, and that's okay. And if it gets a little messy, that's okay as well. So it sounds like this a little bit faster. Just like that. Okay, let's take a look at the third one on that page then. Now with this one, we're going to start off in third position as well. We have a little slide. I use my ring finger to slide from the 4th fret to the 5th fret as we get into it with the grace note. And then we have to shift down from 3rd fret to 1st fret and then continue. Got a little triplet in there in that second measure of it, but I'm going to play it without talking. So 1 and 2 and ready and go and... Take it a little faster. And even a little faster. Cool. And then on the last line there, it's just got the chords saying that you can improvise your own using these same types of notes that we've been doing. As we get going and we learn a bunch of different licks, then our mind starts to have ideas and we can create some of our own, so we can improvise back and forth with the melodic fills. I'm not going to do that here, but you've got it, so it's just a suggestion that you can do that. Just playing the chords and then improvise. Just go back and forth and play some. What I am going to do though is play this entire flat picking fun number 17 as though it's an etude. We're playing the chord and then we get the melodic fill. So I'll just play all the way through all of these one time. You can play it right along with me. It's going to be great. I won't take it too fast. A nice even tempo, maybe not as slow as it could be done or maybe as slow as you need to do it at first, but just a nice even tempo here. Play through the entire thing as though it's a piece where we're improvising back and forth, playing the chords and then improvising a melodic fill. So you got 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, and... and so on and so forth. Okay, so super fun, and that wraps us up for this lesson. Hope you're having fun with this. Learn lots of these licks, practice improvising your own. It is great. Now, in the next lesson, we're going to actually work on improvising over an entire chord progression with these same types of things and play a song. So it's going to be great. We'll see you in that next one. Take care. Keep having fun playing that guitar. If you found this video helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. For more in-depth lessons and to progress through a free guitar course, check out my Guitar 101 series on YouTube and my guitar method books, which all come with access to hours of in-depth video lessons. You can find more information about me and my products at kristenbromley.com. Take care.